came so far from the bottom, couldn't even see the top.
Should testers use their own work email in testing an application's email notification? Could you please share some views about this topic? How do you manage your test data in your company? This is a pretty easy question, but I did want to address it because this is more of a practical, day-to-day work-related question. Should testers use their own work email in testing an application for email notification? I'm going to say it's better that you don't do that. The reason I say that is you already get enough spam coming into your work email from like all those people trying to market to you and trying to get you to like who think you have some type of power in the company that you can make these big decisions for them. But I would say that you don't use your work email. What I've typically done in the past is I create a Gmail email address for work where I can create like my test accounts using that Gmail and all the emails related to that will go to that. And I can also create additional like let's say I need more than one email, I create another Gmail account and I'll send it to that. Um I don't like using my personal quote unquote work email address to do that. Just because I like to try to keep my inbox clean as much as possible. Because when your email gets flooded, then you can miss important emails from people that actually matter and not from like the testing that you're doing. I like to have all my test stuff in one location, and I like to have my work related stuff in another location. How do you manage test data in your company? So it depends. It depends on what exactly like it depends on what you're doing. But managing test data, I could put it in an Excel spreadsheet or nowadays a Google sheet where I can have that test data. If I'm automating it, I can put it like to pull from a data provider. Like let's say I'm using Java with TestNG for like Selenium. Put in a data provider. I can put it in an Excel document that pulls it from a so it's an Excel document that will go through the TestNG data provider. And I have even done it using like Google Sheets where integrated the Google credentials and Google Sheets into a framework where the data provider becomes the Google Sheets. Um, I've seen in Python, which you could probably do it in Java too, but we create a dictionary that has different types of test data where it can be pulled from there. Um, there's many ways of doing it. Because let's say you can use a config file that it can read the test data from there. You can use a CSV file in Python or in any language because there's libraries to parse through these CSV files. So many options that you can do it. I think actually on Thursday, I believe we're going to like there was a question that I saw that I did want to show how I would do it, which is if you have like so the problem that the person is having is it takes them a long time to stage their test data because it's a form that they have to create profiles and most of the data stays the same, but there's a few fields that are different and they have to create a lot of them, so it takes a long time. So I'm going to approach it with the expectation, like let's say they don't have a REST API to like use Python or Java, REST Assured, or Postman, where they can stage the data through the API. Let's say they have to use it through the form, right? So what I'm planning on doing is taking like just creating a form maybe on my own website and like with I don't know however many fields, and we're going to automate that, and we're going to implement a data provider. Um, I was thinking about using Excel, but that might be like too much overhead. Or maybe I'll use a CSV file. We'll see. It doesn't really matter, right? But where we can feed that test data. So I mean, if you tune in on this Thursday, you could see how like I would manage my test data. And I've done that in many companies. So you can see how I'd manage my test data across different test cases. And like sometimes and this one would be is we're going to be doing it in Java. And like sometimes I have different levels of test data. So we have test data in like the parameter level where you're passing it when you're executing a test. You have it in the like test and G XML level. We have it in the God. All right. Anyways, like I said, yeah, I have it in I might have it in a yeah, so I have it at different levels, and I have it in test and G, where I have certain like where I'm passing like this is the Selenium grid URL that we want to use. These are the environment that we want to test, and then like on a data provider level where it's being passed through like I said earlier, the Google Sheets or the Excel document or a CSV file. That's where it's like the test data that is that it'll go through each line and it passes that necessary test data with the expected condition that I'm looking for. So everything that's dynamic goes into that Excel file, and then like the fields that stay the same is they're like pretty much hard coded into because they're not going to change. So and that's pretty much how I've been like handling test data like my entire QA engineering and automation career is by passing that like passing it through there. So yeah, that's pretty much that.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.